good exhibition this from Keven Kelly, and the referee.
There you go.
What's happening, my brother? How you doing?
How you
What's
doing,
happening?
man?
Man, look at you, man.
Relax. I'm
Like I
painting.
said, young lion, man. How you
Yeah,
been?
man. God is good, man. I can't complain.
All praise to Allah, man. You good? You
Yeah,
good?
man. God is great.
God is great. How's your health? How's the family?
Health's good. Taking care of the kids. The family's great. I can't complain. The grandkids are great. I got grandkids now. I have we got a movie. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
There's a movie about the premiere with me in it on this fighter named Godfrey Niakana. I'm in it. This lady did film like 20 years ago. So we're doing that right now. And it's gonna drop August 11th here in Vegas. It's called Title Shot.
Okay. So
Right, you should see it out there where you at soon. It's called Title Shot. It's one of the best movie premiere, and they're gonna show it out here. I've been calling champions all day: Hasim Rockman, Jesse Vargas, even Tyson, to see who's gonna show up. Who's gonna show up to the premiere of this movie here in Vegas?
Awesome. Okay, cool.
So we got that, and the video game about to come out too.
So what you doing in the movie in this one? Are you playing a role?
No, what happened was this lady like 20 years ago approached me, and her name was Gillian Rose, and she was doing a movie on this kid my manager had named Godfrey Niakana, right?
Yeah.
No, it's called Title Shot. Sorry, Title Shot.
Okay.
So Godfrey Niakana was, in the works. He's getting good at what he does. So she started filming back then, and then she kept doing the filming me, and then I moved to Vegas.
Yeah.
So we lost contact. She contacted me like 4 years ago and wanted to go to the gym with me and stuff like that and film me, my ex-wife and the kids and the grandkids. So I'm part of the movie, but the movie's not made about me.
Okay.
So is Sugar Shane Mosley's in the movie, Angelo Dundee, Al Gavin. It's a documentary.
Okay.
So it's going to premiere here in Vegas August 11th.
That's amazing. I gotta see it. And anything to do with you, and I don't know if you shared your past about your martial arts history. How that made you into a great boxer?
Yeah, that's the key. The key with the martial arts is yin and yang. What you saw the other night with Crawford, that was so martial arts. It was amazing. And the thing is Wing Chun and Shotokan. You got to make your man make a miss and make him pay. That's the whole idea about fighting. The idea of the fight is not to fight. But Bruce Lee said it best. He said, for one to win, it's not to throw the first punch.
We're like speaking like I think what like 2 hours before the fight or something. I think around 7 o'clock. I think 7. I think around 7 o'clock, 7:30. We were speaking, and you were comparing me comparing Sean Porter with Errol Spence and Sean Porter with Terence Crawford, and you said, look, man, look how Terence Crawford performed with Sean Porter, and look at the difference with Errol Spence. That was the key. Yeah.
See, the thing is this: since the 2 car accidents, I didn't know how bad that was going to affect him. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That affected him worse than I thought. I mean, he looked. Most boxers I've been talking to everybody in the game because they all live in Vegas.
Yeah.
I talked to Fernando Vargas, everybody. Nobody expected him. We knew he was going to get beat. Everybody knew he was going to get beat.
Yeah.
But we didn't know he was going to get destroyed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the thing was, because we know he's a better fighter than that. But since the car accident, he ain't been the same. You know what I'm saying? And I think Bud would beat him anyway.
Yeah.
Because Bud just has more tools than see, Errol Spence imposes his will on you.
Yeah.
That's how he wins fights.
Yep.
He imposes his will. Now Crawford will let you do what you want to do and neutralize you, right, at what you're doing, and then counter you. So that makes you think, wait, I can't beat this guy.
And the funny thing is, I'm looking at the social media and people talking about how Crawford is better than Floyd. I'm like, come on. I'm not saying Yeah, I'm not even saying who's better, who's not. Like, why?
That's human. See, human. This is what the problem with humans are. You know, if you think about it, I always tell humans, stop. They won't let the guys have their error. They want somebody, right? And it's the only sport they do it in. They don't do it in basketball. They don't do it in baseball.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is this: let Crawford have his error. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like Tyson Fury said the best thing. He said, "I'm not comparing myself to anybody else in boxing and any era. I'm best right now, and that's all that counts."
Exactly.
Like me, I ran the '90s. Don't compare me to Willie Pepper, Sandy Saddler. Okay, our rules were different. They fought in 6-ounce gloves. I fought in 8s.
Yeah.
They had 3 ropes. Right, we got 4 today. Right. So at the end of the day, the rules were different. They fought 15 rounds. I fought 12. So at the end of the day, you know, it was harder to do it back then, okay, than it is today. Guys are smarter. Things get better. We're quicker. We're wiser. But we make more money. But the thing is, years ago, they were tougher because they did it as a real job. Yeah. Okay? And those guys' mentality was different. Like, it's like anything. Cars were made stronger years ago. We all agree with that. They were stronger. They wasn't faster, but they were stronger, more durable. They were made of metal. Cars today are made of plastic. So cars are lighter, right? They go a little faster because they're lighter. So there's some benefits on both sides, but they're not durable. So if you get in a car wreck, you can probably die. Okay?
You know what's his name? Guy who fought, he beat what's his name? Eric Morales, a brother from Seattle. What's his name?
Talking about
what's his name?
Why
is it not coming to mind?
Morales was past his prime. See, the truth matters is this: what goes around comes around. Morales fought me after my prime, and he fought what's his name? Not Seattle. You talking about from Philly? Danny Garcia.
No, I'm talking about it was Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao just lost. Then Pacquiao just fought. Morales got the title, right? Then he went. What's his name, man? I can't. It's not coming to my head. No. What's his name, man?
Because I know Danny Garcia knocked him out.
No, I'm not talking about that. Can't remember his name.
From Seattle.
Yeah.
Seattle.
What's his name, man?
I'm thinking all the guys that beat him. So
Zaire Ramin. There you go, Zaire Ramin. He was in the Olympic team with Zab Judah and.
Yeah. He was. I heard about him. But I really never seen him. He never really dominated. You know what I'm saying?
But he dominated Eric Morales in that fight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was. What was I gonna say, man? I just lost my thought. Kind of remember this brother's name. But yeah, he was one fighter that he didn't have good management, and so what happened was because he was phenomenal, the way he destroyed Eric Morales, nobody expected that, but he couldn't get fights, and then that's what happens. Your skill level goes down, right?
Yeah. That's true. Like me, same thing with me. Yeah. The goal is to become the best fighter, and then you hope to get the shots. Yeah. But they avoid you. It's like Bud. Bud been avoided. Okay. Yeah. He's been avoided. That's why he's so eager to prove himself. Remember, I didn't get a title shot till I was 36-0.
Yeah.
I was going to retire from boxing undefeated because I couldn't get the champions to fight me. So I understand that philosophy. Plus, I'm a lefty. I got it. I'm a lefty. But at the end of the day, I earned my shot. I was mandatory. I was #1 in the world. So that's what happens to sometimes the fighters. That's why I understand Bud's situation. So that's why me and Marvin Hagler share a lot in common, because Hagler, they avoid it too.
Yeah, just going back to Zaire Ramin, this is what I was thinking. I was speaking to brother Zaire Ramin a couple of years ago, and he was talking about Lomachenko, right? He was saying how Lomachenko, with his amazing amateur background, give him the credit for what he deserved. Yeah. But he said the engine will break down because he turned pro at a later age, right? And Bob Arum, he comes out and he said he's the next best fighter after Muhammad Ali, right? So, with all due respect, where is Crawford standing now?
like I said, Crawford's the best of this generation. He's the first man in history to be undisputed in 2 different weight classes.
Yeah.
I thought Roy Jones was undisputed in a few weight classes. I really thought that.
Oh yeah.
I gotta call Roy and talk to him about that because I could have sworn Roy was undisputed a few times, 2 or 3 times, matter of fact, because he would beat anybody. And you know, the bottom line is Crawford is gifted, and I told everybody this years ago. I picked Crawford in this fight. Not that I didn't like Spence, but Spence also didn't look right. Something was wrong with Spence.
You look tired.
He didn't fight.
The ring walk. You look tired.
Yeah, it looked like that weight class drew him down, and it seemed like to me that, you know, he was dehydrated. It just didn't look right. I mean, you know, I'm not taking nothing from Crawford because I told everybody Crawford to beat him anyway, and it's a reason why Spence is avoiding Crawford because of that. And also, another thing they're avoiding is Jaron Ennis. Because now, it's really going to get good.
Boots, man. That brother's
now,
level.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said. Now, this fight, like I said, right now, you got a bunch of southpaws up there. And what's crazy is, I called Showtime 2 weeks ago, right? And I told Showtime, let me commentate this fight. There's 2 southpaws. I thought the Prince was southpaw. I thought it made more sense because Abner Mares and Raul Marquez can't commentate 2 southpaws. It doesn't make sense. But if I was commentating it, I'm a southpaw. I can talk about what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, it made a lot of sense for me to call. I said they don't got me have to do the whole card. Let Abner Mares and them do the whole card. And then when I come in. You bring me in the main event, I do the main event. I'm a special guest. That's it.
Yes. I
told Gordon Hall that. Gordon Hall is the vice president of Showtime. And he said, well, Kev, I'm going to see what we can do. And then I told Gordon Hall, I said, it's not brain surgery. I said, I'm living in Vegas. You don't got to fly me in. You don't got to give me food. You just got to pay me for what I do in the event. That's it. Yeah. I said, y'all need this. I said, trust me, y'all need this. Y'all don't have this ringside. Y'all don't have a southpaw.
You know what it is? You speak the truth, and I'm gonna tell you how it is. I remember years ago when all boxing media was discrediting Prince Naseem Ahmed for his achievement. At the sport of boxing, when it's African American, when it's someone is Arab or someone is different, right? And it's just how it is. The discredit it's kind of hard to kind of give him the credit, and I think with all due respect and love for everybody, their achievement, and that's what I was trying to say. Lomachenko, all of a sudden, we love Lomachenko, but all of a sudden, they made him greater than when he didn't finish his career. You know what I'm saying? And an athlete has to finish his career to say where his greatness, where he's at, and you know what I'm saying. So it's
true. It's like the Hall of Fame. Listen. Yeah. The Hall of Fame, even though this is how the Hall of Fame works here in America, the Hall of Fame is so biased to money, to checks, that they put people in the Hall of Fame that never even boxed. Yeah. How is that possible?
Yeah.
Now, like example, when they called me, I've been in the Hall of Fame 5 times. I've been inducted to the Vegas one, New York one, but not international yet. How is that possible that I'm not in the International Hall of Fame? Yeah. When they invited me up there one year, the Prince got inducted. How did he get inducted before me?
Yeah.
His whole career fits inside mine. He turned pro in 92. I'm world champion in 93. He retires in 2006. I retired 2009.
Yeah.
That means his whole career fits in my career. So at the end of the day, I had to go to England twice, to tell her, Med, we gotta do this. Because HBO, great fights are created. Bud Crawford was chasing Spence for a long time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, to get the guy in the ring with you, and like I said, it was the same thing with me and the Prince. Me, I flew to England. The first time Prince, they didn't need me. I knew they didn't need me. They knew they didn't need me. But I was 47-1. Why would they fight me, right? So I'm a lefty, so I neutralized him, right? And Ahmed believed, because he beat Tom Johnson, that Tom was the best featherweight. And I told him, no. Let me ask you a question. Why did Tom Johnson not fight me then if he's the best featherweight? Right?
Yeah.
And I told him, the reason he fought you, and this is what you got to stand for, overseas. Overseas people, I've been overseas many times, they pay way more money than America.
Yeah.
So, because we're competing with so much. In America, we got basketball, baseball, football. We got nothing but stars, all kinds of musicians. So in America, it's harder to make it here than overseas.
Yeah.
If I was from Canada, I was from Egypt, I was from anywhere else but America, I'd have been huge, right? Yeah. And I fought in Holland many times with a guy named Virgilio Tor, who went to the Olympics in '88. And in Holland, they paid me 3 times the amount of money I got in America. And they treated me a lot better over there. And like I said, the bottom line was, if you look at my career, I fought in Belgium, I fought in Holland, I fought in Curacao. I was fighting globally and winning fights. So at the end of the day, they treated me a lot better because in America, you compete.
Yeah. It's the same.
You know what I'm saying?
What you just said, Floyd Mayweather says, I get more love when I go outside of America.
Yeah, because you know what? In America, it's very difficult to make it here. Very difficult. No matter how you make it, but you make it at a certain limit, okay? Yeah. Because you're competing with everything around you. Think about it. If Michael Jordan's playing basketball, you're competing with him, okay? Think about it like this. That fight went on Saturday. Did you know Dana White put a fight card on Saturday?
Oh, I didn't know that, no.
He does it every time. Dana, in America, we competing. So Dana, every time it's a boxing match, Dana's going to put on a UFC event. Every time. Because he's trying to compete and see if the numbers are better, right, than us. But we all know boxing is more of a global sport, okay? And he loses his shirt every time. Especially, he lost his shirt Saturday night. But the bottom line is this. He's going to stick his fingers in it because in America, that's what they do. When I went overseas, right, many times I see these guys got music and walk out, and they got lasers. And it's a show in other countries. You know what I'm saying? It's called showmanship. America is kind of just getting on it. I mean, for Crawford to walk out with Eminem was a huge statement. Yeah. Okay? But the walkouts in Europe are way more designed. They lasers and they're nicer. They're much nicer. You know what I'm saying? They make it a show. So Europe does it better, but they don't have many. Now Europe kind of controls boxing because most of the champions are European. So at the end of the day, they control most of the boxing now.
Yeah.
You know, and it's more global now. So I look at it like this, but Crawford is a great American fight. America is hooked into knowing that it's the leader of all things. So what happens is with America, what they do here in America is when they put an event on, they're competing with the world. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. They're competing with the world. They're saying, America says, look at my power. I'm the most powerful country in the world. That's what they do, right? So the Prince, I use that against him knowing that he needs to be big over here. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in America, the highest contingent of Muslims in any state is in Detroit. Okay? Okay. Even New York is second. New York has a lot of Muslims too, but it's not as many as Detroit has. So the leader of America is definitely Detroit. So that's why he fought. I think who did he fight? Wayne McCullough. I think he fought in Detroit, right? And he tried to make a statement, but I don't know. I don't know the numbers. I don't know if the Muslims in America followed him, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Being a Muslim, you know what I'm saying? And they didn't pack arenas. Europe did. Europe flew down there to America, and they would pack the arena. You get what I'm saying? Because I've commentated 2 fights of his. I commentated, he fought, I believe it was Augie Sanchez. I was at that fight, and I was at the fight in Detroit, and I commentated both of those fights. You know, but the money for the Prince was to rematch me. That's where the money. If we do it today, we could do an exhibition. I talked to him more time.
You looked exceptional in the Naseem Ahmed fight. The way you moved and everything, right? It was in God's hand, whatever happened, but like, you was good.
Yeah, but the thing was with me was, like I said, it wasn't Hamed that I lost my focus with. Yeah. It was the media. Because what happened was, I brought him here to America. I literally brought him here. And HBO, my network that told me get an opponent, treated me like garbage after I got him. So in New York City, they don't play that. So New York was very pissed off, and it made me pissed off on how they treated me when he got it. You know what I'm saying? They gave him a contract. How do you give a guy a contract that never fought in your network? And I fought in the network like 8 times. And you don't offer me a contract? They put him on the side of a building. This doesn't make sense. They put my name. So what they did to me in America, I felt betrayed. You see what I'm saying? So it wasn't Prince. It was more so the way HBO treated me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They had no loyalty. And that's why after that fight, I was like really done with HBO, because it was like HBO, I was their first lightweight on HBO. I put Gotti on HBO, Junior Jones, Tracy Patterson, Sugar Shane Mosley. I gave them these guys.
Yeah.
Right? And HBO told me, Kevin, if you get an opponent, we'll pay you a lot of money. So I said, okay, who am I going to fight? They said, I don't know. I said, Junior Jones won't fight me. Tracy Patterson ain't going to fight me. Tom Johnson ain't going to fight me. Nobody's going to fight me. So I got to get an opponent. I looked at Ring Magazine. I saw a man in it.
The whole perspective, yeah.
Yeah, but the whole thing was, with me was you need an opponent. So I flew to England to bring him to America. Right? America didn't know who he was. When he fought me in the Garden, America never heard of him. You know what I'm saying? They never heard of him. So at the end of the day, but for them to give him carte blanche over me in my city doesn't make sense. They wouldn't have did that they wouldn't have did that in England to him. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't have put me on. They wouldn't have put me in the side of buildings. And it's the way HBO treated me. And it was like I was more upset about that and the way they treated me, and I couldn't get over it. It was like, and it was hurt. And it hurt my fight because I would have been more in control. To me, man, if I would have stayed calm, relaxed, I would have won the fight. But at the end of the day, I was trying to beat the system. You get what I'm saying? I was angry at the system.
We got the sucker punch on the live showing love to you. So what's up, champ?
What's up? Yo, you got a sucker punch?
Yeah.
Yeah, the sucker punch show. Yeah, we got everybody there. We got Crawford on there. We got everybody on there. We could, like I said, that's a show. We're not doing podcasts. We're doing something very different. That's why it's called the Sucker Punch. It's very, very different than anybody Tyson show, anybody's show. We got 50,000 followers on there. We would have did 100,000, but we came out during COVID. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we got coverage of Spence. We got coverage of Porter. We got all kinds of coverage on there.
Let me ask you a question. Right now, I don't think there's a rematch needed, even though Errol Spence Jr., as a fighter, mentally you will always want to prove yourself, right? But I don't think the skill level is the same, and there's no need for a rematch.
Well,
right?
He needs to go up in weight, and then I heard Crawford saying he struggled to make the weight too. In the interview I heard he said, well, it must have been hard for him to make the weight because it was hard for me to make the weight. So I'm like thinking, wow. So that's why he wants to fight Charlo, because he's more comfortable with fighting middleweight. Okay. So Crawford is actually going up in weight. And he struggled making the weight, he said. So Spence needs to go up in weight. But if I was his team, I would get him MRI, CAT scans, all that, because there's something I think wrong. Because he's not the same Spence he was before the accident.
So you saying moving up, Spence is gonna get a worse beating?
No. If he needs to go up anyway, that without a doubt. But what I'm saying is he needs to get physically checked out, really checked out, because he didn't seem right in that fight. Not only did he didn't seem right, his timing was off, his balance was, it's like he threw a jab and it was so slow.
Yeah.
Oh, and also the way he looked in the ring, his eyes,
he looked
like
extremely tired walking in the ring.
Exactly. Nah,
he looked really tired. I don't know what was going on.
And that could be a sign of brain damage in boxing. See, a lot of times, a lot of fighters, they don't realize, get hurt in sparring, training for fights. I got a detached retina. Let me tell you something. Even happened to me. I got a detached retina in a sparring session. And I believe it probably happened with Wayne. I got a detached retina, and it wasn't detached, but it was just like a spot floated, right? And I knew I had it, but I couldn't pull out the fight. I didn't say it to nobody, and I fought the fight, and I waited till after the fight to get it fixed, right? So that's what goes on in boxing. Realistically, all athletes, basketball, baseball, football, they will tell you, I'm performing at 50%. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? Because a lot of athletes have injuries to get ready for events. We all have them. You know what I'm saying? Especially as you get older. When you get older, you got more chance. I beat Humberto Soto. Humberto Soto, think about this.
Yeah.
I had a fight Humberto Soto for the NABO title, right? It would have made me #1 for fight David Diaz.
Yeah.
I couldn't pull out. I had one arm. I only had a left arm. I had no jab, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I fought Humberto Soto 12 rounds and beat him because I psychologically outsmarted him. I made him think that I was trying to knock him out. So I wasn't throwing jabs. So I was hurt, but I still beat him. And then after I beat him, he won 19 fights in a row and became a 3-time world champion.
Yeah, you did. You did what you had to do. Yeah.
Yeah, but like the bottom line is, what I'm saying is, as we age, we're getting older. Remember, Spence is in his 30s. He's not in his 20s. You see what I'm saying? In your 20s, you have less injuries. In your 30s, you get more injuries. In your 40s, you get even more. In your 50s, you get more. So as you aging, your body can't tolerate that pace. We're not designed for that.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay? So
we gotta give credit to
take
Bernard
the abuse.
Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins for
amazing. Like I said,
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sure
God.
I know Bernard was hurt a few times. I talked to Bernard a few times. He was hurt in a lot of his fights.
Yeah.
Okay? Because your body starts breaking down. Your body can't support that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Age is, you're not going to beat age. Father time, you can't beat father time.
Yeah.
So you can't beat the age. I mean, when I retired at 42, I remember I started getting injured in my 30s, late 30s. I started getting injured. And I was like, what the heck is this? I was like 38, 37. I was like, what the? When I fought Barrera, I had a fractured rib. I hurt my rib. I couldn't make the weight.
Yeah.
And I got hurt sparring. I forgot who it was. And my rib cage almost collapsed. And the doctor told me.
I could see when you fought Barrera, from the first round, you didn't look like yourself.
Yeah. I was hurt. I was first of all, I moved up. The last fight that I fought at featherweight was Prince. I could no longer fight as featherweight. That was 10 years. Okay, I turned pro. I turned pro in 88. That was 97. So 9 years at 126. My body no longer hold the weight. So I went to 35, right? I beat Humberto Soto at 135. I was beating everybody at 135. I got rated #2 in the world at 135. And then I get a phone call. This is what HBO does. Kevin, can you fight Barrera? I said, yeah, of course I can fight Barrera. I'm 135. I'm a lightweight. Bro, move him up.
Yeah.
Right? And they said, no, he's a featherweight. I said, I can't fight him at featherweight. But they pay me more money. See, in America, if I was in Europe or even Africa, right? They would have said, they would have paid me that kind of money. I would have to move up and all this other stuff. So what they do is taking advantage of me. Because for me to make the money, I got to go to featherweight. Now, I ain't been featherweight since 1997. We're in 2003.
Yeah.
You know? So I said maybe I can make it. But when I hit 130, my whole rib cage collapsed a little bit, my rib. And they told me that I can't fight. And it was good money. So that's what I do for a living. So I said, okay. So we made the doctor sign a waiver that he couldn't say nothing, and we went and did what we did.
Yeah. Well, you know, your legendary career it speaks loud. You know, you did everything you for the sport of boxing, and there's nobody can say you didn't back out with from a fight, right? Because your resume speaks very loud. You know. But I'm gonna let you rest, brother, because it's midnight right now. You need to rest.
All right.
And we'll touch bases. It's always love, big brother, and I really appreciate you always for all the advices. Whether it's we're dealing with you're my big brother, man. Always
man.
Love,
thank you. Appreciate that, man.
I'm gonna shout you tomorrow. We'll I'll give you a call. And we'll touch
all right, you got it. All right.
You take
later.
Care. Okay, God bless. Huh?